The following podcast will contain graphic, disgusting, crass, foul, mature, and immature content.
This is Kolvik Darkseed. I'm a half-orc cleric. I'm really into CrossFit and spreading my Darkseed. Shakes.
I am Melvin Hardney. I am a high elf wizard. Unfortunately, sometimes I turn people inside out.
I am Roscoe Toscobble. I drink to forget, and I fuck to remember.
Previously? On the Very Good Adventuring team.
Lube isn't directly for sale.
Yeah.
He likes you guys a lot, though. Maybe if you offered him a job, put him on the salary.
And we don't like him that much.
Are we at all nervous about having breakfast anymore after the last time?
Because we're the Very Good Adventuring team. We're not like the average adventuring team. We're not the bad adventuring team. We're the Very Good Adventuring team.
He's not literally plowing in, though. He's not wrecking your floors.
Oh, bear! Oh, well, who cares? I'm just gonna shoot fire, and if the bear happens to get me...
What would you like to do?
Open the portable hole and jump in.
Just make a really loud boom saying, "Go away, bear."
Boy, that was a clusterfuck.
You see two sets of armor on either side of it.
Those probably aren't gonna come to life.
What shape would you like this spiritual weapon to be in?
This one, for Roscoe, I want it to be a rock.
It's a big rock.
It's just a big rock.
I mean, this isn't like a fuss roda or anything. I think you can...
Whoosh.
It'd be cooler if it was.
That would be amazing. Have them all like rattling around in that room.
They ragdoll.
I fucking love ragdolling.
Bring people to the top of that mountain and blow them off. It's the greatest thing.
You had a plan, right? This is your plan the whole time?
Neat.
Neat. I haven't heard anybody say neat in a long time.
That's neat.
And Roscoe, it is over to you.
Take my action before my turn.
Hmm?
Can I take a movement or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna flip the guy the bird.
Excellent.
I'm gonna shoot my short bow at him. 16.
16 is definitely a hit.
Glad I hit.
With 5 piercing damage from your arrow, it sinks into the space where the eye would be, the right eye, and pierces through the back of the helmet, and the suit of armor just crumples in upon itself, falling to the floor in a loud clang and clatter. And you have
Very
exited
awesome.
combat.
All right.
Very, very well-handled combat.
Well, I think that's all we can see in here. Let's go home.
Much better than the last bout of combat that we had.
There's way less bees involved.
Significantly fewer bees involved in this combat.
That's why we should fill the portable hole with bees. And then just let it loose in the middle of town.
Oh man, it would be so much easier to get the bees too.
Yeah.
Because they just put the portable hole under the bees nest and then just cut it loose.
Oh, we could.
Man, that could be like a secret weapon.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Not even storage, just enemies. How do you like our bees?
Well, bees need oxygen, don't they? I mean,
Oh yeah.
they'd suffocate.
I mean, as long as we open up. Probably not a lot, though, right? I don't know.
Just every so often, just open up the portal so that
Yeah.
get the oxygen in.
So you're in the dirt spherical room, the bear's den. There's about a 3-foot wide hole now in this wooden door, this ancient rotted wooden door, and there are 2 collapsed suits of armor on the other side of this,
Well,
and a door on the far end of that room.
wanna
What do you do?
break through the rest of the way?
Yeah, let's go into this next room.
I'm gonna warhammer the rest of it open on the bottom.
Takes you a little bit of time, but eventually you bust a clear path through this thing. You get into the next room. It's, as described earlier, it's a roughly square 20-foot room with a 10-foot domed ceiling. On the far side is now just a wooden door. It's a pretty plain wooden door. It's just got like a plain wooden like handle on it.
This room, is it like stonework or?
Yes, it's stone.
All right, let's take a look at the armor. Is any of the armor of any use?
Yeah, I mean, it's a set of armor. It's no longer enchanted to be attack-worthy or whatnot, but it's essentially 2 suits of full-plate armor.
Oh, full plate.
Let's say we just shove this into our portable hole.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
You shove 2 suits of armor into your portable hole.
Yeah, I think full plate's gonna be pretty heavy for even really any of us to wear. I mean, I'm kind of a big guy, but
Worth something to sell, though. Do you have proficiency in heavy armor?
no.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
So you scoop up that armor. Armor's all scooped up into the hole.
Nice. So, Roscoe, do you want to investigate this door?
Yeah, I'll take a look at this door.
The door itself, it's not even worth a roll. I mean, it's just kind of a loose-fitting, like on some pretty ancient leather straps, more or less. You know, it's just wedged into the door frame at this point. Doesn't look to be anything special about it. The handle doesn't even turn. It's just literally something to grab onto to pull or push.
All right, so I'll pull the door open.
You pull the door, it more or less just clatters right off of the hinges, just falls. I mean, this is a pretty ancient room. And you can see into the room beyond it's a smaller chamber past this doorway. You walk in there and, you know, it's just a stone room. It's the same construction as the room that you were in. A real old, dusty smell to this place. In the center of this room, though, is a single slab of stone. It's dark, it's polished, and lying on this slab is a long since decayed skeleton holding a wooden chest. What would you like to do?
I want to take a look at this chest.
Upon the chest, you see it's a little wooden chest, and you see a little silver plaque on it. You kind of like squeak it off with your shirt sleeve, and you can see the following inscription. Fuck you, Theron. I'm taking it with me. And that's it. It's just a little wooden chest with a angry inscription on it.
This guy hated Theron.
Yeah, I did.
All right, I'm opening the chest.
You open this chest. It opens easily. It's not locked or anything. And you find within it a variety of gold and gems and other things worth about 1,877 gold pieces.
What was that? 1,000 what?
1,877.
Holy shit.
If you can't tell, I'm rolling numbers for your random amount of loot you guys get from things.
I like it.
Seems more realistic for some reason than like everything being an even number, even though... Anyway.
We don't trust even numbers.
I assume you guys take the treasure.
Yeah. I also want to check out the skeleton. Is there anything on it? Any notes or anything?
Nah, there's just, some ancient rotting clothes. And as you pick up the small chest, the like One-Eyed Willie, the hands crumble away, and you now have a bunch of loot.
Yeah.
I wonder who this Theron
Maybe
is.
this guy was Chester Copperpot.
He's just a greedy old fuck that hated Theron.
Wonder if Theron's still alive.
I mean, I thought there would be something special in that chest. I mean, money's cool and all, but...
You guys are saving up. I'm trying to give you money.
Firehouses are cool.
So you grab the treasure and shit from here. You make your way back to this Hayseed's house and, let him know that the bear is gone. You show him the big pelt and whatnot. He gets all excited that you left the corpse out there. He's going to go harvest some bear meat from it. He gives you the 73 gold that he and his neighbors had collected up to scare off this bear, and thanks you kindly for your service. Mosey on back to the homestead. You do... I guess I really haven't asked you guys, what are you doing with all of your money? Are you just leaving it in the hall?
Yeah.
I mean, we had a safe there at one point.
Yeah, we did establish in fiction at one point that there was a safe.
Yeah, we did.
So, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do with it, but...
I say we just put all of our shit in a hole.
Mm-hmm. The safe, or the hole is safer than a safe, even.
Right.
Yep.
Or have the shit with us.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anybody interested in buying that 2 sets of armor that we collected?
Yeah, we'll deal with that. I'll look that up outside of game and see what that's going to take. I don't think it'll take much to sell it. You guys have a lot of traffic and passersby going through town, but I think a set of full plates worth like 1,500 gold or something like that. But
Nice.
like I said, we'll deal with that outside. And this is fairly ornate armor, so you're going to have to put it up in the consignment store.
I want to have this pelt made into a cloak.
Ooh, a bearskin cloak.
Mm.
Winter is
Make it
coming.
into a rug to make love by the fire on.
Not only for warmth.
Make
I
love
figured it'd
by
look
the
like a
job
ghillie
on.
suit.
Yeah, there you go.
Just make some bear underwear.
Bearderwear.
I don't
That doesn't
think it would
actually
be
work.
particularly comfortable.
Be warm.
Just had a lot of. Never mind. I'm not going down any of those paths. So you guys walk back to the house, and you're talking about how you're gonna put the armor up in the consignment store, and whether you're gonna make a cloak or underpants out of the bear pelt. Without warning, everything goes black again.
God damn it.
Just what it could be just now. Jesus.
As the darkness fades from your vision, you find yourselves sitting in very comfortable chairs.
Oh.
Kolvik, Melvin, the two of you are facing each other. Roscoe, you find yourself facing Exude. As a reminder, she is about 7 foot tall. She isn't wearing any clothing. Her skin is onyx marbled with iron. Yes, Melvin, she has boobs. You're seated in what feels like an outdoor area, but when you look up, the sky is pure black. Like it is unfathomable blackness. Like the blackness of pure nothingness. And it actually like bends your mind a little bit to look at it for too long. It's uncomfortable and you have to look away.
Like that paint they painted that sphere with?
Yeah.
Made
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just look like a hole.
That shit
Oh,
is
man.
fucked up, man. Really weird. But otherwise, other than that, it looks like you're in an exceptionally well and beautiful crafted, but overall normal sort of stone courtyard. There's some vines and some fountains. It just kind of feels like you're hanging out outside. Exude looks to all of you and says, "Welcome to Yasya. I expect this is your first time here."
Yes, yeah, it is.
I'm gonna look.
I'm making puns to goddesses now.
I'm gonna actually look really wide-eyed and really surprised, like whoa, like really fascinated. And I'm gonna pull out the copper knockers and try to compare them and see if they're the perfect boobs.
I think she brays like a jackass at Melvin's pun.
She does give, she gives a very gentle smile. You can tell she's amused.
She's like, who are these fucking idiots that I...
Bunch of jackholes I've been trusted with.
Has she been watching us throw rocks and bees at things? Those are my champions.
Go get them, slugger. So, by the way, just for everybody's information, you would have heard of this before, by the way. Yasya is essentially the gods of this world. This is their version of Olympus. It is the place they go to get away from the normal mortal world. It is often referred to as the eternal shared dream of the gods. So she chuckles at your pun, and she she gives you like Kolvik. She gives you a look that's the rough equivalent of like a pat on the head. As you're holding up the copper knockers, comparing to her, she smiles at all of you. She says, "You are not yet powerful enough to fulfill my purpose for you. Your equipment is common. Your skills are improving, but still very rough. I must hone you to be worthy. Kolvik, you seem to be the one keeping everyone alive. To the south, near the town of Barton, there is a small keep in a forest. I have marked it on this map for you," and she tosses you a little parchment scroll. "A group of bandits there hold an amulet, though they do not know its purpose or power. This amulet will aid you in keeping your friends alive. When you have retrieved this, I will send for you again."
Ooh, I'm really excited. I'm just gonna check out this map.
All right. You unfold that map, and it gives you a rough idea. It's not too detailed or anything, but it gives you enough detail that you would know how to get to this area. She kind of smiles and looks at each of you in turn.
Nothing, no bunnies to kill this time? Are you sure?
She says, no, there are no bunnies to kill this time.
Oh.
So why us?
Koala bears?
She smiles at you and says, no, you don't need to kill anything this time. And as to why you, I see potential in you. I see purpose. And I'm giving you that purpose.
So completely fucking cool of you. Thanks.
She says, you're welcome.
We're just still completely awestruck about what we're doing. So what is our final purpose for what you want us for?
What is our special purpose?
Oh man, I need to watch The Jerk again. I love that movie.
I was born a poor black boy.
I finally found out what my special purpose is for. I wish you could all be here. She looks at you, Kolvik. She says, there's a balance to your world. A balance which has been lost through greed and selfishness. I will restore this balance. I will return things to their rightful place. And you will help me to do this.
Does it involve death?
It might.
Oh, is that you speaking? Or is that Exude?
Oh, that's her.
Okay.
That's her speaking.
Could you maybe use a different voice for her?
I...
God dang it, man!
That's the only voice I got in my head right now is redneck. Yeah, she says, there will likely be a great deal of death in the wake of you.
Well, how does that make you feel, Roscoe? You gotta be like from 6 to midnight here and that, I bet.
Let's get it on.
I'm actually gonna ask her, do you know where I can find Hyea?
She says she's across the courtyard.
Whoa, do we get to just roam around here now? In Yasya?
She says, it's not why I brought you here, but I can show you around if you'd like.
I'm just like jumping up and down. I'm like, finally, gee, finally. God damn it.
She does say she can't guarantee that she'll be there, but there's a chance. So what this place is, by the way, is and she's kind of walking you through this and talking about it as you guys stand up. Essentially what this is out in the midst of this nothing, this other dimension, this other plane, there is this floating rock. Like it looks like an inverted mountain, more or less. And it's a big hexagon floating in space. In the center of this is a very large courtyard area. It's sort of the neutral ground or the common area. And the gods use this as like their meeting place, a place where let's call it neutral ground. If they ever need to get together to discuss things or decide on something or whatever, this is where they come together to talk things through. Rimmed around the outside of that courtyard are 12 separate districts. In each district, there's one for each god. And that's essentially their personal play space where they can be alone, where they can bring some of their followers should they choose. They can shape it in any way that they see fit. Sort of their little home away from home, you might say. Some of them have followers that actually live in those spaces, attendants. Some of them bring lovers there. Some of them have entire generations and families that live there with them. Some have nothing, or it's not really known what they have behind those. So you're walking out of Exudes, a very beautifully crafted place, which you're noticing is not like what you would think of for a god of death or anything like that. Everything seems very well ordered. There is actually a great deal of life there, plants and vines and shit birds, whatever. Not shit birds.
Shit bird?
Fucking shit birds.
Oh, no, you'll see the divine shitbirds.
Don't look up.
She walks you out into the courtyard from there, and it's huge. Like it's a very, very large, fairly open plaza in the center of the space. And again, beautifully crafted beyond measure, far more than anything human beings have, or really mortals in general, have managed to craft at this point. And you walk a little ways away from like the doorway. This, by the way, there's like a 20-foot wall all the way around this central area, and that's kind of what cordons this off from those outside areas. She walks you a couple doors down and knocks on the door. And Kolvik, you can feel like a call. You can feel a call from this place. Like you physically want to be inside of this place.
So inside.
But nobody comes to answer the door. She's not there. Regrettably, you do not get to meet your goddess today.
Once again, just let me down.
Yeah, well,
Well, like you are very blue. Because you can't get inside.
You're serving death now, motherfucker.
Yeah. So, like, what does
know.
the sky look like right now? Because you said, like, if everybody's world or district meets in the center, is it like 8 different skies in the middle, or like?
it's the same sky. This is just a big floating platform, essentially, in the middle of this nothingness.
Oh, so
when
it's
you
not
look
just-
up everywhere, you see this nothingness.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't just Zoot sky, or Exude sky.
Yeah.
That was everybody's sky.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask
void.
Exude for a piece of paper, and then write on it, "Hey, Kolvik here. Can just give me a call sometime. I really appreciate it." And slide it under the door. Come give me a visit sometime.
You write a note to a goddess and slide it under her door.
XOXO.
XO Kolvik.
That is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You do that.
I mean, I'm getting kind of desperate here. I've kind of had the amulet, lived my whole life, haven't really hold it.
Yeah.
So.
You're waiting on a sign from heaven, or Yasya, as the case may
That's
be.
a Yasya. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're too tainted. You know, you've seen too many boobs. You've done too many things.
Carrying boobs with you now.
Yeah, admiring boobs, comparing boobs.
Maybe, but we'll find out.
So she walks you guys back to her domain, essentially, and you sit down in her little courtyard area again. And she says, "Is there anything else that you want from me right now?"
Well, it's more of those opals.
She nods.
Got her.
Do you have like a better bow? One
She's-
with which I can kill people in your name?
She says, "Your turn will come.
Alright.
Fetch the amulet first." Did I say it was an amulet?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Okay. She says, "Fetch the amulet first." She stands. She says, "If there's nothing more."
Thanks, lady.
So,
You have nice onyx iron boobs.
how do you become a resident of this place? It's pretty nice up here.
She says, "If you fulfill my purpose, and that's what you wish as a reward, we can talk."
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to die to do it, so.
She looks at you and says, "The dead aren't allowed here. This is a place for the living."
Alright. Thanks for the clarification.
Well, it's cool
don't
seeing you.
I know, that's what I'm like. We didn't really have a choice coming here.
I got an amulet, so what kind of...
Yeah, you know what? Do we have a say in this matter? Or
She says, "You can choose to deny me if you want."
For me,
guys?
personally, I mean, it sounds like this is a nice little mission for me to get something cool, like an amulet, and help things, so...
If you
I'm really
choose
worried.
not to decide.
Well, asking for you,
Mm-hmm.
do these gods mostly get along? Like, what
Are you asking, sorry, before you go on, are you asking me out of game, or are you asking her directly?
Oh, good question.
It's probably like any other
I think I'm asking
pantheon.
you out of game. Like,
Yeah.
how do we envision the relationship is between Kolvik's god and the one before us?
In general, the relationship between the gods and goddesses is one of basically everything you can think of. It's been warlike at times, it's been peaceful at times. Sometimes it is contentious, sometimes it is very joyful, sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're enemies. I mean, these are, as I've said, eternal beings, essentially. They've gone through just about everything. And again, a good comparison would be like Greek or Roman pantheon. They're personified, they have their own unique needs, desires, wants, etc. You can tell that Exude's relationship with Hyea is probably fairly good because she was willing to walk over there and knock on her door.
Right.
So those two seem to be maybe not best of friends or anything like that, but on good terms.
Okay.
I feel kind of bad because we ask that question like every 2 episodes or so. Like, so do these guys like each other? Or it's mostly me asking. That's why I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think it gets a little bit more real, like as now we have an actual form of the god that we're actually seeing and talking to, and now we're like in a way living amongst them a little bit.
I think it's funny that they have doors.
Yeah.
They respect each other's privacy.
I'm just asking because we're also now doing the bidding of a god, and usually if there's one god that wants us to do something, chances are there's another one that may not want us to do something. So,
Yeah.
just thinking out loud. Anywho, whatever, lady. So,
Seems like Roscoe is pretty much enjoying this whole exude situation, though. You've been pretty beckoning a call at every end.
I'm down with exude.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm down
with
with Exude yet. I'm not down with the Zoot.
All right, so she...
Remember, I saw my parents turn inside out. I'm a little dark.
True.
True enough.
I get it.
I guess as your 238-year-old self, or however, have you
227.
227? Apologize. Have you seen anything like this? Really?
No.
Had interactions?
I mean, you hear things, right? I mean, we've all heard of people having interactions with the gods, but never anything personally.
Finally, Melvin has something to react to. He's like, "Whoa, okay."
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't
And
wake
I
up a
don't.
sec.
And yet I don't.
I wonder if people ever fornicate with the gods.
You've definitely heard stories about that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you don't know if they're true or anything like that. You don't have any proof at this point, but you've definitely heard stories about people knocking boots with some gods and goddesses. And there's a lot of stories about that amongst the gods, speaking of their relationships, of them having relationships with each other. Gender is a very fluid thing for them. Sexuality is a very fluid thing for them. So there's, you're around for a really long time. You're going to try everything once, right? So they've definitely tried just about everything.
Even weirder sex moves.
Yes,
I
Gamora.
see.
They have Gamora.
For sex, would you have to do like survival roll with the god?
They're pretty powerful. Might be some smooth situation there.
Snoo, snoo.
Or snoo stew, that's what it was.
All right, so this lady has a secret purpose for us. We don't know what it is. She
Nope.
wants us to go get an amulet.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Glad you're so stoked about it as you are. So she expectantly looks around for any other, whatever from you guys. You all kind of give a thumbs up, and she raises her hand to snap her fingers like she did last time you saw her, Roscoe. And before she says it, she looks at you and says, "One last thing. Protect the child. We'll need her too." And then she snaps her fingers, and you guys are back where you were standing before you got teleported away.
A thickening plot, if you will.
Mhm. A direction to go.
Something was thickening while we were with exude.
You played it cool though. That's nice.
Hello to all of my favorite people. As always, thanks for coming back. This break is going to be a bit long, so strap in and get comfortable. I have a handful of corrections from previous episodes that have been lingering for a while. Going all the way back to episode 7, we had a riddle. The original riddle is actually about apples and oranges. The gang was only supposed to see one thing from the box they chose, not the entire contents of the box. Do a little Googling around for apples and oranges riddle, you'll see what I mean. Thanks to Dr. Ezekiel from the Chaotic Goodness podcast. He gets credit for being the first to point that out. Next is Melvin's bomber jacket. It seemed dumb that it didn't provide any benefits, so I retooled it to be functionally the same as leather armor. We also weren't adding the red Crocs properly, and those are a +1. Those two things together bring Melvin's armor class up to 14. Now, Kolvik's AC was also not calculating properly, and I fixed that too. His regular armor class with scale mail and the dragon snout shield on is 19 total. In case you're wondering, Roscoe's AC is 14. We were also doing spell casting a little wrong. I had stated that you could cast a spell as both a bonus action and as an action. While that is technically true, you cannot do both in the same round. Beyond this, Kolvik's spiritual weapon is not a concentration spell, as was mentioned in the last episode. Sorry about that. I really don't have all the rules memorized. I barely have any of them memorized, actually. I'm always trying to become a better dungeon/game master. If you catch any rule errors in the way we play, you can reach out using Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Tumblr, MySpace, LinkedIn, or any of the other social media platforms. Links to all of those can be found on the VGAT.com. Remember, THEVGAT.com. I also wanted to take a moment to thank some new friends I've made in the actual play podcasting community. There are hundreds of actual plays out there now, which is crazy because I feel like a year ago I could barely find 10. I guess it pays to know where to look. Anyway, the first one is Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts, which has been a really fun listen. They're using the Fate system. Their audio is spectacular. The second is Chaotic Goodness. They're using the Uncharted World system. Their audio isn't perfect right away, but things really take off in episode 6. Both of these podcasts are super worth the listen, and I'm personally really enjoying both of them. If you can't find them, send me a tweet and I'll guide you in. Oh my god, it has been an awesome week for reviews. Steve Droid says, great show, fantastic audio, right from the start. Very well fleshed out homebrew world. I'm glad I found these guys. Keep up the good work. Grandmaster Smack says, this show is a guilty pleasure for me. Its crude and immature humor hits all the right spots for some reason. I haven't laughed this much listening to any other D&D actual play podcasts. D&D Raw tells us, great chemistry, and I love how the cast works together. There's a sense of lightness and levity to things even when the story seems like it might be getting too heavy or dark. I like seeing that the DM is not just having the party go and fight the monster, but is building the story. Highly recommended for fans of thematic music, puns, advanced interrogation techniques, meerschaum pipes. And finally, Make Love Like War says, like others have said, it is a super funny show, but the group also does a great job making you care about their characters and giving them interesting motivations. They also have a wonderful dynamic with each other, and that makes you feel like you aren't just listening to the fun, but are part of it. If I were to overhear these guys gaming in a store, I would totally think I would find myself standing on the wall and watching them. Folks, we are super grateful for all of these kind words and 5-star reviews. It makes us so happy, and it really helps put our beautiful logo in front of more eyeballs. I'm just kidding. I know our logo is stupid, and I can say that because I designed it. I showed it to one of my graphic designer friends, and they immediately started pitching ideas for a better one, so I am 100% confident it sucks. I'm so sorry you have to look at it. Well, all right. Thanks for bearing with me through all of that. Let's get back to adventuring. The thing that Roscoe got now is 2 dragon tooth daggers. I put them in your inventory already. You will notice in your character sheet that you have, under the weapon attacks, 2 different dragon tooth daggers. The lower one is your offhand. How that relates, or how that is interesting, is 2-weapon fighting. When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, which these things are, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in your other hand. The difference is that you don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack unless that modifier is negative. If either weapon has the thrown property, you can throw that weapon instead of making an attack with it. You could throw those if you wanted to, but I suspect you probably wouldn't want to. So normally with a dexterity-based weapon, you add your proficiency modifier and your proficiency. You add your dexterity modifier to the attack. So if you attack with the second one, you just don't get that. But that consumes your bonus action, so you can't do like your cunning action, disengage,
Run away or whatever. Yep.
So you can take 2 knife slashes with your 2 daggers. You just can't do like all of the crazy shit in one turn. The nice thing about it though is I designed that weapon to be just slightly more powerful than your short sword as is. Mm-hmm. So your short sword on average would do like, I can't remember what it is, it's like 6 damage, and one of these, the normal regular attack, will do like 6.5 if you average it out over a long time. But because it's the 2 light daggers, you can take 2 attacks and you do a lot more. So you've got those now. You also got your bear pelt tanned and cut into a cloak, all fucking Jon Snow style.
For the watch.
The other piece is selling off the full plate armor. That's normally worth about 1,500 gold per set, but they're used and damaged, a couple other things. Essentially what that came down to is I did some rolling based on some tables I found, and you put that in the armor consignment shop. They sold after a few days. After the consignment shop's cut and everything, you got 2,010 gold for that.
What?
We'll accept that.
That's good. It's a good price.
And last but not least was the Amulet of Levitation. I fucked that one up. It has 2 charges per day, not 3 as was later stated. The first time I said it, it was 2 charges.
Okay.
So it's not super critical, but...
It's still way overpowered, so
Oh, God, yeah.
I'll take it.
Mhm.
Only 2 levitations per day.
I can only fly pretty much as far and as fast as I want to forever. A couple times a day, twice a day, not 3.
God.
Fuck.
So, guys, we're up to like around $12,000. I think we're getting close to talking to Aegis
About the fire station.
about the fire station.
Just you wait. So it's another regular day. It is now, it has been early fall. It's been moving into late fall, getting closer and closer to that harvesty time towards the end of the year. You guys had received a note yesterday from Aegis's envoys letting you know that he is going to stop by again. And there you are waiting in your household, in your office rather, back area, and as is customary for Aegis by this point, he stops by right around noon. He kind of surprises you guys this time because he pulls up a chair at the fourth side of the table that you guys haven't occupied, kind of leans back and puts his feet up on the table, and you guys all just kind of stare at him expectantly for a little bit. And he says, "So I found a buyer for this dump. You guys interested in moving out of this place and getting into the new place?"
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
How much is the offer?
"I can get you 8,000 for what's here."
Ooh. How much do you want for the other place?
"Well, the original ask is 20,000, but because you guys are my favorite people right now, I can get it to you for this place and another 10.
Pretty solid.
So a net cost of 2?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 20,000. He's giving you a 10% discount, so it's 18,000. So you'll have to come up with 10,000 and give up the place where you currently live.
That's awesome because we have like 13 grand in the bank.
I'm in.
Are we getting a fucking fire pole or what?
You're getting a fucking fire pole, hard meat.
All right.
So there you go. You guys are now the proud owners of a slightly larger building with some more rooms. Grace is very excited because she's now going to get her very own room, or at least she thinks she's going to get her own room. I guess you guys could be a dick to her, but so yeah, you guys are moving on up. You've got a bigger place. You've got a little yard for her to play in. There was a little outbuilding in the back. I believe we called it a 2-carriage garage or 2-horse garage.
So with this safe that has the pog in it, I'm trying to think of what pog it was that.
The infinitely dense slammer.
Yeah.
The dying star slammer.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to move this, right? It has some sort of magical quantity inside of it that we can move this thing.
Melvin's moved it before, so
Yeah.
he's got some kind of a method.
I gotta figure it out. Why are you even worried about that? You're probably worried about your copper knockers.
Those are stored away. I don't even have to worry about those.
Stored away in your pants.
So.
Yeah, come back to that. You can't. Argument ended.
We've had a couple of those now where it's like, yeah, well, this. Yep.
Yep.
Okay then.
Yep.
It does kind of end an argument.
Appropriate. All right, we got a fire pole. I got my own place. Yes.
Yeah, you're moving up into your own bedroom.
That's right.
We can get dancers in here on that fire pole.
Well, tell us about this new house. How many levels? Are there stairs? Just a fire pole? Where are the bedrooms?
We have to climb up and down to the second story with this fire pole.
Fucking greased up pole, and that's how you can get upstairs.
And the only bathroom is upstairs.
Oh, no. Well, you guys tell me, because I figure I don't have a lot of skin in this game because I'm not living there. My impression of it was that you would have a similar storefront, more or less what you've got now, because I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I had drawn a really rough plan, but essentially your current place has a front room, and that's where Perkins sits with a desk, like to, field people coming in and out, and that's where he does all of his office-y clerical, does the very good taxes every year and whatnot. And then there's a back room to that where your conference table and formerly Kolvik's bedroom was. And Then there was a stairway at the back of that going upstairs to the 3 bedrooms, one of which was Roscoe's and 2 of which were Melvins. I would imagine that the new place probably has, like, say, 5 bedrooms, but I don't know how this floor plan is going to lay out.
Because we need one for Colvick. We need 1 for Roscoe. We need 2 for me. 1 for Perkins.
No, Perkins doesn't live with you guys.
Oh, that's
he
right.
has his own place.
Perkins
Fuck
lives elsewhere.
Perkins.
Yeah, fuck Perkins. So, and 1 for Gracie.
Perkins is the help. Not worthy of respect.
So if one of you guys wants to take the liberty of, like, drawing out a floor plan for this thing, or however you want to do it, I'm open to it, because I have not found the time to draw maps and floor plans that I want to at this point.
How do we do that? Do you want it drawn in roll 20?
However you can make it happen, man. A doodle on a scratch pad while you're at work.
Okay.
A photograph of some sticks you've arranged outside that look like the way you want it to look.
Interesting.
Macaroni Art. If you want to do a floor plan in Macaroni Art, I think that's probably your best option.
That's true.
I'll see what I can
Make
do.
a sweet beach sand castle.
What do you guys think? What do you guys want in a house? Besides a fire pole?
I want it to be a parallelogram.
Fuck right angles. You don't trust round numbers or right angles?
Nope.
No way, no how.
Some good signage outside. Bigger than the Super Friends.
We have the bronze dragon
Still got
skull,
the jaw.
Mhm.
right?
We got the jaw. You have the lower jaw. Because remember, the top part of the skull was sliced off effectively.
Yeah. But still, that's pretty sweet, right? Or what do you think of bigger?
Are we gonna have that on the inside or the outside?
I thought on the outside.
Okay,
Can be the V and very good.
Damn.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is where collaborative storytelling really trumps all.
Maybe we can cut parts off of other things for the other letters eventually.
Oh, man.
How big is this sign anyway? The very good adventuring team. We need
How big is the dragon's jawbone?
Oh, it was
about as big as my wiener.
Just silence. Nobody's taking that way up, apparently. So it was a young baby dragon, by the way. So it wasn't like super huge, but it was a
But still
substantial
pretty
animal.
big, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like huge, like the biggest baby dragon. Nobody does baby dragons bigger than
It's the
your baby
biggest, smallest dragon you've ever seen. All right.
All right. I'm
So,
very happy we moved in here.
I'm excited to see the macaroni art, of this new house that you guys have.
What else do you guys want? Sweet sign, 5 bedrooms. We got a shed out back.
Shed.
2-horse garage.
2
Mhm.
horse. Are there horses in there?
We don't have horses.
We could have.
Imagine just like some mothballed horses, like in the corner, all stiff-legged.
Under tarps.
You unveil it, and one of them's a sweet Corvette horse.
Needs a little work.
One leg's a little shorter than the other. The paint doesn't match.
What else do we need?
Equals out to 2 horsepower on a 1 horse.
What else do we need? Like, we're an adventuring team. I feel like we need like some utility rooms or something. Like, I don't know,
Weapon racks.
like an armory or
Hmm? You guys seem to carry pretty much all of your weapons with you, but it'd be cool to have like past weapon display, I'd imagine.
Mhm.
you know.
Well, and like the way I imagine the old place was like the narrow front room was like the Perkins room, receptionist area. Then you had kind of a bigger room in the back and then the stairs going up. But because this building is more sizable, you could have a series of rooms on the first floor or more bedrooms or however you want to do it.
Okay.
I probably should be giving you reasonable limits and maximums, but I feel like you guys understand the basics of construction and
I
whatnot.
feel like we need a portcullis.
Sure.
You don't think we do?
What do we? I mean, what kind of portcullis are like the one I'm imagining are like, the sphincter opening, closing things.
No,
What's a portcullis then?
like an iron gridwork door. Iron wove together.
Oh, like kind of like a security gate
Mhm.
of some sort? Okay. We need that?
Yeah, to keep our enemies out.
Okay.
Not that we have very many yet.
I mean, it's Andon. It's not Detroit. You don't necessarily have to bar up the front, but it'd be a good thing to have for
What
your
about
wealth.
what about a moat? Do we need a moat?
Well, we'll work on digging a moat around it.
You're
Where
gonna
do
have
you
to
think-
buy up all the neighbors' property. Like,
Where do you think the poop goes?
oh no, that would be the worst moat to cross ever.
I know where mine goes. I don't know where yours goes.
I forget. It goes the poop dimension.
The
Like if
turd
we put our
dimension.
poop in his beehole, will
We'll get-
our poop go there too? We can save on
I don't like
utilities.
I don't like talking about this.
You can
Where-
butt chug our poop.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Where are we gonna find ourselves a poop gator for our poop boat?
Well, there is a septic system in this city, so you don't have to poop into Melvin to get rid of it.
How would it work? Would you just press your butt really hard against mine?
I just started thinking about the camera angle from the scene in fucking what's that movie? What's the Matthew McConaughey movie? Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
The Interstellar, the docking sequence.
We have to align perfectly.
Well, I thought we
Don't
would press
open the
them
hatch. You don't have a good seal.
together. You'd freeze it as it comes out of me, so I could insert it.
Oh no. I'm doing no such thing.
Oh man,
That's enough.
it's gonna be another great moment in editing where
Oh,
I'm
my
like, do I have to take this out? Can I leave this in?
What if I froze it inside of you?
That seems risky.
It would puncture my colon.
Well, I'd also imagine like you're using chill touch, so you've got to get a finger in. Like, freeze it around your finger like a popsicle, and then pull it out. Yes! I have been waiting to get you after the booger incident.
Like a what do they call those? Like, are they ring pops or something? Like a fecal pop?
Poo pops.
Poo pops?
Anywho,
That could be like a town service I could offer.
Extra money on the side.
That's my side hustle.
for all the kids on hot summer days, icy poo pops.
Well,
Kids, get away from him.
I was talking just deconstipating people,
I can get that.
All right, attempt number 18 to get back to.
I thought we were already started. Like, this is content, man.
It's true. It's true. This is what people come to us for. We did get a review that we are a guilty pleasure. So there's someone right now, because now I feel like I have to leave this all in. There's somebody right now listening to us talk about poopsicles and Melvin's new service for the town, Melvin's side hustle.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, if that was a side hustle, how much would I make?
I feel like it's like I used to build furniture years ago, and it was one of those things where like there's a very small market, but there's very little competition. So you can make good money off of it. There's just not a lot of people looking for the service. I feel like, if we're talking about like fantasy medieval times here, like what's more of a problem? People who are stopped up or people who can't get it to stop?
Good question.
I feel like maybe if you like
So freeze it inside
you
of
could
them?
freeze a little seal on the inside there so that do you want to go 8 hours without shitting yourself? Come talk to Melvin Hardmeat.
More like Melvin Hard Poop.
Christ.
What did you think? What would it be like if you got a frostbitten bunghole?
That'd be the worst thing.
It would look the worst.
The
feel
worst thing? You can't imagine anything worse than having.
No, I can
No,
imagine.
come on. We don't need to go worse. We don't need to go any further with this. So Aegis has been sitting at your table listening to you guys discuss.
Hey, just how's your poop?
He's rich, man. He's got a good healthy diet, right?
It's true.
So he kind of pulls his feet off the table and says, I'll send somebody by with the paperwork. You guys can move in soon.
All right.
Also got the Harvest Festival coming up. I know I've been keeping you guys in a bit of suspense about that. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have you in a little competition again with your friends, the super amazing adventure friends.
Fuck those guys.
Every year at the Harvest Festival, in addition to all the crops and apples and other fun shit we eat, one of the best things is the Andan Alpha Crab. I look forward to that crab meat all year. It's fucking delicious. So down beneath the tunnels in the Undercity, beneath where all the kobolds are, you get a little further on and that's where these crabs make their nest. The start of the Harvest Festival, you guys are going to go down there and you got 4 days to come back with as much crab meat as you can. You got that handy portable hole thing. You can stock up quite a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have that. What about the super amazing adventure friends?
That sounds like their problem, doesn't it? Whoever wins this is going to come out of it with 2,500 gold, and I'm expecting you guys to take the prize. Now, another thing about this. You may have noticed that Lum is a real big, strong, heavy guy. Real heavy hitter. You may have also noticed that Helga's kind of the brains behind the group. The rest of them are kind of dumbasses. Now, without one of those two people, or maybe both, my guess is the super amazing adventure friends wouldn't really be any competition for you guys anymore. So when you're all down there, doing your thing, gathering up crabs, and maybe one of those people happens to have a crab accident of some kind, I don't know if I'd be too sad about that.
Crab accident. Sounds terrible.
It does.
I'll give you a fair warning. These things are fucking dangerous. So, if somebody went missing, perhaps, while down there, well, I don't think anybody would think twice about it.
So what do these crabs eat while they're down there?
Adventurers.
Lum and Helga.
Probably Andan poop.
It is beneath the sewer system, so
Yeah.
that's not an unreasonable assumption.
Gross. And it's a delicacy. People are eating their own
Yeah.
poop, basically, by eating these crabs.
I mean, pretty much all crustaceans, that's what they are. I mean, like lobster, crab, they're all bottom feeders.
Don't ruin crab for me.
They eat poop.
All right. I don't know. I feel a little weird right now. I don't know why. Like, I feel like he's being too specific with the things that he wants us to do. Like, why? He's never really
Implications.
helped us out this much before. He's really just kind of pointed us in a direction, and we've had to figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of trying to get people out of his way.
Right. I don't
Let's
know.
get him out of the way.
Maybe I'm being too suspicious. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that kind of turns us into a whole different ball game of people. We've never really gotten that far.
Whatever. We don't like those guys anyway, so.
No, they're dicks.
Why are they dicks?
We're the ones who sent
Because.
him into an alpha badger cave.
Because they really haven't done anything wrong to us, ever. They're just our competition.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes them.
Well, we're going to go ahead and save this conversation of what we're actually going to do until Aegis leaves.
Yeah, so we'll say at this point, Aegis kind of like gives you guys a nod and lets you know, the Harvest Festival's still a little ways away, right? So you've got some time to discuss plans and figure out what you're going to do. He'll come back to you like at the start of the event, let you guys know when you can go down there. Because there will be some fanfare and whatnot. This is a spectacle for the town, remember?
All right,
And
so
we should-
remind me again, we have Helga, who's the brains, who's the brawn?
Lum.
Lem.
Sorry, Lum. L-U-M.
L-U-M. And
Lum,
then
Earth Grip, and Helga, Eagle Chaser.
Earth grip. I don't know. Doesn't sound very intimidating. I have a very earthy grip.
What if you could grip the whole Earth?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty sweet.
So there is Lum, Earth Grip, Reginkak, Crisis, Oscar Lord, and Helga, Eagle Chaser.
Crisis Oscar Lord.
Mm-hmm. Crazy name, huh?
Too bad we can't kill him.
Is he the Lord of Oscars?
He, I mean, you didn't directly say you should kill anybody or not kill anybody.
Said disappear.
Or otherwise disable?
Well,
What could we do? What could we do?
well, we can just go down and win fairly because we're pretty awesome.
The
yeah, that's one
period
idea.
of time to catch crabs is 4 days.
You'll have 4 days worth of crab catching.
We're gonna have to be in these shitty tunnels for 4 days. Like, can we come out of the tunnels like every day, or it doesn't actually matter? We just
You've got 4 days to
Do
catch,
whatever the fuck we want.
to catch crabs.
All right. So how far away is the tower out of town?
You've got more than enough time to get to this tower and back. Tower is going to be a couple days journey to get there, and then a couple days journey to get back.
So we couldn't trap one of them up high in the tower.
The wizard tower?
That's awesome. What if we
We
hire
could
some?
set it. Well,
What if we hire some kobolds down there to help us catch crab? Get like 6 of them.
Kobolds are scared shitless of the crabs. That is
Oh.
actually probably most of what they eat. So
Okay. Never mind.
so how many days till the festival?
I wasn't specific about it before, but now I'm gonna have to define. Let's say that let's say it's 12 days to the festival,
Okay.
and it is going to be a 3-day journey to get where you're going. So then 3 days back. So you've got 6 days worth of unspoken for time.
If we go there and back. What are we going to the tower for?
We can
I think we can fool the stupid barbarian. And
Lum to get up there.
Melvin can use his levitation amulet to float the stupid barbarian up to the top of the wizard tower.
He's just gonna let me.
No, we'll have to fool him, but he's a stupid brute.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna get him out there? Does he? What do we know about these guys? How do we know what they like, what they don't like? How
We
are
don't
gonna-
right at the moment, but I imagine the stupid brute likes to go to the local taverns and get drunk, as stupid brutes do. So we worm our way in, get him drunk, maybe have a good time with him. They don't hate us.
What kind of good time with them?
If we buy him a whore,
Oh, I see.
We say
Buy 'em
there's
a
some
few beers.
sweet, super muscular shake that they can only get up at the tower.
or maybe I'm having
Lum
beers
has
with
to
him
go
and
up
getting
there.
him drunk, and
Hey,
you
Lum,
come
do you
in
wanna-
and say, hey, there's a sweet wizard tower. I think there's something in there that'll help us catch crabs. Lum overhears.
It sounds like you're trying to get him to lure him into the whore. Heard there's this super
Well-
sweet way we can catch crabs.
roll for crabs.
Classic.
Well, that's kind of a good idea. We could go out there and set up some kind of trap, and then let them overhear us that we stored some kind of loot or something like that at the top of that tower,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if they're stupid enough to go and get it. We don't know who will go get it, but maybe somebody will.
Do we want all of them to go up there? I feel like all of them go, they'll have a way to get up there and get back down. Whereas if we just have somehow get the stupid barbarian to the top, like he's going to be stuck there because he's dumb.
Well, we need to figure out a way how one of them would overhear us, but only they would go out there and they wouldn't tell their friends. Maybe it is with a whore.
Yeah.
Maybe like, oh my god, there's this tower full of whores out here. All right, let's try this again. So we need to figure out how to get all these guys, or a few of these people, out there. So we need to come up with something that would lure them out there, but they wouldn't tell their friends about.
All right.
Either that, or maybe it would be easier to do all this down in the sewer. Darker, quieter. And, I mean, I guess they would be together anyway, so maybe not.
But yeah, I think also these guys probably are thinking about the same thing for us, too.
Mhm.
Since we did send them into a cave full of...
We could bring some alpha badgers into the sewer.
That should be the theme of,
Signature move.
like, everything we lure... Like, maybe we fill the tower full of alpha badgers. like that's... Everything involves alpha badgers.
Well, these are and an alpha crabs, so
It's true.
we've branched out from alpha badgers to alpha bees to alpha crabs.
I still like... I like staying with alpha badgers all the time. All day, every day, alpha badgers.
Let's go to the bars and see if we can see the barbarian.
Okay. We'll just wing it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to set a trap first?
Do we need to set one?
I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, it takes a few days for us to get out to the tower, though, right?
Tower's about a 2-day journey.
Yeah, we can't go out and set a trap.
Episode 17, The Flawless Plan, was released on February 25th, 2018. We will have another episode for you in 1 week.
we will not fail you. We are the Very Good Adventuring Team.